we, as a company based in Romania, cover the entire emerging Europe region through both our team in Bucharest and the respective business partners in the markets around Romania, and through our own team and collaborations with these partners, we generate multi-country market analysis. This is an example. Practically, we try to cover a few markets which are quite interesting in these times of disruption of the supply chain from Western Europe to source from Asia, and we analyzed what is the situation and what could be the opportunities in Bulgaria, Czechia, Hungary, Poland, Romania, Serbia, Slovakia, Slovenia, and Turkey. In regards to industrial manufacturing, what are the capabilities, what are the main industrial sectors in those markets, what are the labor costs, and what is in brief the technology network and support in those markets. Practically, Bulgaria, as some of you might know, is a small country south from Romania, bordering Greece and Turkey. Their main manufacturing sectors are machine building, electrical engineering and electronics, chemistry, food, and ICT, some of which have registered growth even in this time of uncertainty. In regards to their labor costs, they have seen a slight increase in 2019, and we expect to have increase this year too. They have several clusters of manufacturing companies, mainly related to furniture, to aerospace technology, ICT, and definitely some interesting industrial parks which are used by both foreign manufacturers and local companies. In regards to cost dynamics, labor cost dynamics, we analyzed, made a comparison between two of these markets, similar in size, but definitely not in labor cost. As you can see, Slovenia has a much higher labor cost than Bulgaria, and that is noted also in their activities. In regards to one of the most active small market in emerging Europe, this is the Czech Republic. They have one of the most developed industrial manufacturing sectors in Europe, actually, with a lot of German influence. And in terms of labor cost, definitely is not one of the cheapest countries. Yeah, some of their main sectors include the automotive, metalworking, environmental furniture, and all sorts of other sectors which support each other. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic lockdown, their manufacturing GDP has decreased this year, but we hope this will be overcome shortly. Of course, there are a lot of manufacturing and technology clusters and a lot of industrial parks operating in the Czech Republic. In regards of labor costs in Central Europe, Central Eastern Europe, we analyzed Romania, Poland, Czechia, Slovakia, and Hungary briefly. And you can see practically that the Czech Republic has the highest labor cost, even higher than Slovakia, even higher than Poland. Hungary is also one small market, but with a very developed manufacturing industry. They focus on automotive, electronics, chemicals, machinery, and all sorts of other interesting sectors. They rely a lot of on their automotive manufacturing sector, electronics sector, and the output of the manufacturing sector rose more than 5% in the first 9 months of 2017, according to the latest available data. In regards to the COVID pandemic lockdown, actually they saw some increase in their manufacturing GDP, which is a good sign, and we hope this will continue. In regards to Poland, we are now moving to large markets in the region. Poland is the largest in the region. It's practically the 6th largest manufacturing country in the EU, with 27% of the country GDP being generated by their manufacturing. Sorry. In terms of sectors, automotive, metalworking, furniture, shipbuilding, and a lot of others are actually quite strong in Poland. And according to some recent data, Polish automotive production accounts for 11% of its total industrial output. Some measures taken by the Polish government actually encourage a lot of innovation and technology development in Poland, which is a good sign. We will get back about what FRD Center can offer. So practically next large market in the region is Romania, and Romania also relies very much on industrial manufacturing, which accounts for about 35% of the GDP and 29% of the workforce. According to some of our previous analyses, the Romanian industrial manufacturing sector is relying on automotive, on heavy machinery, machine tools, defense sector, ICT, chemicals, and all sorts of other sectors, including furniture and food processing. As I was mentioning, automotive manufacturing is quite strong in Romania, but also technology and ICT services. So Romania has a very strong BPO and call center sector, and one of the highest speeds of download internet speeds in Europe, only comparable to practically Switzerland and Romania are the highest, have the highest internet speeds in Europe. In regards to the COVID pandemic, in the first quarter of this year, the Romanian economy advanced with 2.4%, which is the highest in the European Union, and we hope this will continue, although we see a lot of increase in COVID cases recently after the relaxation, which is quite worrying us. In regards to technology support for manufacturing, there are a lot of clusters and, of course, several industrial technology parks. In regards to year-by-year dynamics of the labor costs in the countries in Central Eastern Europe, we analyzed the increase, and we see that practically, of course, several industrial technology parks. In regards to year by year dynamics of the labor costs in the countries in Central Eastern Europe, we analyzed the increase, and we see that practically Hungary and Slovakia have some of the highest year-to-year increases in labor costs. Serbia is one interesting market located in Southeast Europe, is part of the former Yugoslavia, and they have quite strong automotive sector, food and beverages processing, textile, wood and furniture production, and metalworking, ICT. We have studied the increases of their manufacturing outputs in the first quarter of this year, and we see some interesting dynamics. In regards to their labor costs, they are quite reasonable, and still they have registered increases, which is practically normal to the region, is a standard to the region. We see a lot of cluster associations related to automotive, metalworking, ICT, and all sorts of support for technology development. Slovakia is a small and very industrial manufacturing focused market in Central Eastern Europe. Like the Czech Republic, they have a lot of German investments. They base a lot of their GDP on industrial sector, and is at the same time one of the countries which has a lot of support from the government, a lot of investments from abroad. One problem which Slovakia has been seeing is a lack of workforce, and practically this is somehow hampering further investments and further activities, is limiting them to the current level. Slovenia is situated in Southeast Europe, is also part of the former Yugoslavia, like Serbia. It's a small market and one of the most expensive in terms of labor costs. They have automotive investments, activities in electrical, electronics, machining, and metalworking, also in chemicals and ICT. And they have a lot of clusters and industrial parks, which are practically supporting the investment and attracting for investment in their industrial manufacturing sector. We have done a small analysis of the labor costs in Southeastern Europe compared the four countries in this region, and basically Slovenia is definitely the most expensive one. The last market which we have analyzed is Turkey, which is not part of the European Union, unlike the others except for Serbia. Serbia and Turkey are not part of the European Union from this analysis. They have very strong industrial manufacturing, a lot of automotive OEMs and first and second tier manufacturing. They have food, metal, chemicals, practically anything can be produced in Turkey. They have quite strong furniture sector as well. And they are the 5th largest automotive producer in Europe, and have a lot of foreign investment, Turkish, German investment, and other multinational investments. They also have a great number of technology network support and clusters, and practically they are a very high labor intensive market. A few words about FRD Center, as Charlotte kindly invited us. We are a private consulting firm set up by myself and my partner more than 20 years ago. We are one of the pioneer market entry consulting firms in Central Eastern Europe. We assist international companies with their overseas expansion, with their new supplier identification, market entry to the region through practically exporting, sourcing, outsourcing, but also through mergers and acquisitions. My partner is heading this line of business in our company. We assist with target origination and assistance through the process.